Dear twubaka umuryango TV family, greetings. Here is Philomeni Mukanoheri, your host today. Our theme today is, Dear parents, your child is not your legacy project. This topic sounds interesting. Let's dive in. There is a silent conflict unfolding inside many families today. A conflict that is not loud, but deep. Not visible, but shaping destinies. It is the collision between parents who see their children as their legacy project and children who see themselves as their own future. Two visions, two dreams, two interpretations of life. That collision is tearing family apart. When they collide, the home becomes a battlefield of expectations, guilt, rebellion, and emotional distance. Today, we must name this collision. How is the parent's legacy mindset? Many parents, out of love, fear, or cultural duty, carry a belief that my child is the project, the proof I lived well. My child must fulfill what I could not. My child must protect my name, my sacrifices, my reputation. My child is my continuation. This mindset is not born from cruelty. It is born from history. Parents who grew up in scarcity believe that success must be secured through control. Parents who suffered humiliation believe that dignity must be protected through their children's achievements. Parents who lacked opportunities believe that their children must complete the unfinished chapters of their own lives. So the child is the family trophy, the family investment, the family redemption, the family insurance policy, the family pride, the family proof of success. In a world view, the child is not fully a person. The child is seen as a project to be shaped, to be directed, to be monitored, to be corrected, a project to be showcased. But they do forget that a project is not a human being. What about the child's view? Today's children, especially those raised in global digital environments, carry a different truth. I am not a continuation of someone else. I am my own story. I am my own future. They believe that identity is personal. Dreams are individual. Success is self-defined. Life is not inherited. It is created. They want to choose their career, their partner, their lifestyle, their values, and their dreams. They want to be seen as individuals, not extensions. And when a parent says, do this for me, the child hears, you do not belong to yourself. When a parent says, I sacrificed for you, the child hears, you owe me your life. When a parent says, you are my pride, the child hears, I must perform to be loved. This is the collision. The collision is where love turns into pressure. However, this collision is not about disrespect, nor about rebellion. It is not about ingratitude either. It is about two generations with two different definitions of life. Parents say, I want the best for you. Children say, I want the best for myself. Parents say, I want your success, and I know what success looks like. Children say, I want to discover success myself. Parents say, I walk so you can run. Children say, let me choose where I can run. The collision happens when parents impose instead of guiding, while children withdraw instead of communicating. Parents interpret autonomy as disrespect, while children interpret guidance as control. Parents fear losing influence, while children fear losing themselves. And slowly, the relationship fractures. The home becomes a negotiation table. Conversations become malignments. Advice becomes pressure. Silence becomes protection, and distance becomes survival. This collision leaves deep emotional scars on both sides. For parents, they feel unappreciated, rejected, and replaced by modernity. They feel that their sacrifices are invisible and their authority is fading. For children, they feel guilty, fear, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion. They feel identity confusion and resentment. Some children comply and lose themselves. Others choose to labor and lose their families. And some pretend and lose their peace. No one wins. Everyone bleeds. But why this collision is much happening today? There are three forces intensifying this generational conflict today: globalization, education, and trauma inheritance. Globalization, children are exposed to new ideas, new careers, new lifestyles that their parents had never imagined. Education, today, children are more informed, more expressive, more self-aware. And trauma inheritance, parents carry and hid wounds that shaped their life. Children carry the weight of those expectations without understanding their origin. This is not a moral failure, it is a historical moment. How this generation conflict can be settled? The solution is not for parents to surrender their authority, nor for children to reject guidance. The solution is a shift in mindset. Parents must move from ownership to partnership. A child is not a legacy project, a trophy, a retirement plan, a second chance to live, a family investment. A child is a human being with a destiny of their own. Children also must move from rebellion to communication. Autonomy does not require disrespect, disconnection, nor emotional exile. As conclusion, parents must understand that things have changed. Our mentality must evolve accordingly. We must rewrite the unspoken new family contract between parents and children. Not, you exist to complete my story. Instead, I raised you so you can write your own story. Not, you are my legacy. Instead, we must say, you are your own future. No more, I own your path, but I walk beside you. When parents release ownership, they gain relationship. When children embrace communication, they gain connection. When both sides choose partnership, they gain peace. Because the truth is simple. A child is not a legacy project. A child is a life, a future. And the greatest legacy a parent can leave is not control, but the freedom for their child to become who they were created to be. Dear Tukubaka Umuryango TV family, thank you for your faithful attention. I am Philomena Mukano Heri. Peace and blessings to each of you.